Grace is the best mod. 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 Grace is the best mod.
Golly. I think I forgot to mute myself for the starting thing there. Whoopsies. Anyhow, I'm there. Oh, golly. I forgot to open up the little stream avatars as well. Yippers. It's because I restarted my computer recently and I, never close these things otherwise. That's why it says over 2,000 hours in this, is because I just never close it. Oh, very, very silly. Skill issue, it sure is. It sure is. It does seem like I'm going to need to go here and back here. And there we go. Okay. Golly, for some reason I'm a little nervous tonight about streaming. Probably because it's the first one in a couple days, and it's programming, and I don't know. Anyhow, Godot 4.5 is out. How interesting. I don't know if that'll change it. Oh, did I forget to mention to y'all? Report for music here. Because last time you're so terribly mean to you. What did I do last time? I don't remember even a little bit. Oh, Guilty Gear. That was last stream? I thought it was 2 streams ago. I am no good at keeping track of these things. It was. I'm smart. Am I? Was it 2 streams ago? I genuinely have no idea. I was guessing. What? You can be fair. What am I looking at? Alright. I guess... Wait, no, I don't know. Yeah, I absolutely get that. So... You did drugs. Fair enough. Stay in school, kids. Let's see. What I've got to do, now, it would be best if I went and commented all this, because for most of this so far, I've been, just, like, not commenting things, and that is getting tricky. Stay in school or cat girls will ruin your life. I'll certainly... Oh, that's a pin now? Hang on. There we go. So what I want is to go info. Let me double check, because I had... Yeah. So what I'm going to do is go through a bunch of functions and describe them, basically. Or I'll put in basically comments everywhere I need to in order to describe what's going on in places, you know? So here, let's see. Bot didn't announce you were first? Yes, it did. No, it didn't. Oh, you know what? That's because I'm not smart, actually. I didn't open up streamer.bot. That's my bad. This is why I never close these things, is because I never remember to reopen them. Always right. Yeah. I was thinking of a different day. How dare I? Well, you know how it is. You're wrong about some things. Well, if you want cat girls to ruin your life, then I suppose you should go meet them, huh? I don't know exactly. Also, hi Lele, good to see you. We should probably double check that it is working, but it should be working. Welcome. Yeah, so we're programming today. Details of behavior for when on 2D pay. Application's open. Let me introduce you to Tumblr. Tumblr kinda really sucked, I'm gonna be so honest. I just don't have a better site at the moment. You know? No. Your cult hit 500, that's fun. Hang on. What are you working on for Wizard? Right now I'm working on commenting everything because there's like 300 lines of code here that are not commented, and well, quite shrimply, I need some comments. Like, for example, I almost improperly described what's going on here. Hang on. You have some comments? Yeah, what are your comments, Grace? Anything I need to know? No, Timmy. No. No, 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 no. That's not a command, Timmy. Oh, you know, golly! I'm so sorry, Lele. I meant to, like, 6 times this weekend. I meant to go and draw the art for you for the starting soon screen, and then I just keep on not doing it. This is very mean to you. I'm very apologetic. We are going to another info. So... No, I didn't mean to. No! Ah. Golly. It's a little bit of a complex... Well, let me double check what the request was. It's possible I could do it right now, if it's not too much. Yeah. I could do that right now. Hang on. This will be quick. So... we're gonna make a new image. Do I have a... No, okay. Well, either way, it's just a 300 by 300. So, Lele gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different choices. So, let me get a little screenshot so y'all can see the choices as well. Boink. Boink. Alright. So these are the choices. I don't know how well y'all can see them. We can say it's either me turning my back on the word cute, or me as a cat bopping chat, or me getting a head pat, sleepy cat, or a flower with each petal having a different OO or ubu and a :3 in the middle. I kind of like the bopping chat idea, because that seems kind of unique, kind of silly. So maybe I try and do that. We'll see. I'll hide that. I do need to make sure my tablet's actually connecting. This wire, the cord that connects my drawing tablet to the computer, is kind of old, so it doesn't always connect proper. And I also need to make sure that I rebind the... basically, by default, my tablet wants to use both, or rather, my computer wants the tablet to be mapped to both screens because it basically considers it a mouse input, right? And so what I need to do is run a simple little macro command I've set up to change it to just be, you know, the other thing. Actually, this one will probably need to be a bit bigger. Hang on, we're going to make it probably 600 by 600. Very neato. Yeah, I'm glad you think so. So here's my thought, right? Hang on. I'm actually not well versed in how to draw animal faces. I'm picturing not a fox, hang on. It still looks way too much like a fox, darn. Well, I'll get it eventually. And then, we'll have a chat bubble here. In fact, Lele did say I can, do some different things about it. So, what I think actually might be, if not more interesting, here's what I'm thinking instead, maybe. I could just have a cat with a speech bubble, you know? So what I'll do is I'll get a big old text bubble. That doesn't look good. Okay, we'll use a stabilizer brush here. That's passable, but not passable enough. Hang on. We're going to... Probably what we're gonna want. So we'll put the point, the tail of the dialog box there. Then we'll add a mirror. Hang on. So we'll start and go like that. That seems good. Oh, erase the spare. Books. Yeah, now we have our dialog box. We'll probably put Lele's name up there. I'm trying to hurry because I'm still in the, actually, let me really quickly temporarily make my, hang on. We're doing a quick little detour for this. It might take a moment. Let's see. Then here we're going to have our cat. Alright. I wonder how comic book artists will usually... Hang on. Yeah, so now I just need a good cat reference, basically. It doesn't have to be, like, realistic or anything, you know? Let's see, where's a good one? Well, I'll choose really quick. Here. Get up to the very tippy top. And we're gonna go here. And I'm not quite sure how it wants me to. Going to go like this, probably. Right? And then I'm picturing it's tilting its face upwards. Just say this. Right? And then head curve would probably go like this. Give it a little triangle nose. And then the jaw would be like there, so it has to be kind of like this. This isn't looking cat-like enough to me, personally. I imagine it's those ears. I bet. If I were to... I see you there, Timmy. I'm doing my best to hurry with this, apologies. That picture there is a good reference, hang on. Because what they've got is... so... people and animals don't even a little bit have the same, like, basic shapes. But they also kind of do. Like, for example, they still have a rib cage that you can kind of draw in. And then there'd be a midsection that you can kind of use for pivoting areas. And they do also still have hips, kind of. So you can kind of draw out a animal with it. But having this extra reference is extra good. Because now that I've got Mimifying, I don't remember what I said at all. So I apologize. So now, being able to use these little blocks at least somewhat is helpful, because now with this reference, I can kind of hide that silly little one. And then what I do is, I guess I should enlarge this to fit the area. Something a bit more like that. Alright, so we've got... oh, wrong layer. It looks to me... we should go a little past that. And then down... in... it should be going just right there, I think. And then they've got eyes that kind of go... like that, I would say a little. I do think this section here should be an underhand stroke, but I'd be completely wrong about that. It's a much smaller section about here. Yeah, alright. So that goes there. That goes there. Careful about the stroke or the width of those. Alright, so then this past the ear curves like this into the body, but then the torso itself continues past. Let me... hang on. I kind of made it curve downwards a bit too much. So I'm going to a little bit ignore the reference, but not like all the way, of course. So I know cats also have like a bit of a shouldery muscle there, depending on how they're angled. Or not a muscle, but a bone. It's the shoulder blade, I think, actually. So I can draw it in a little bit. And it's not quite flat. And then the tail would be not nearly so big. I'm bad at tails, by the way. They are so very difficult. But hey yo, Immortal, I hope you're doing well. Sorry I'm not as talkative to chat at the moment. I'm using a reference on my big screen for drawing this cat. So it goes. There, and then like that. Alright, but then this. Okay, so that looks bad. Let's try and figure out why. Obviously it's missing the tail. We'll hide the old reference, or the old structure guide. Let's see. Are roughly the same? Yes and no. It's not actually meant to be that low. In fact, the elbow, or whatever that is, be there. And then I guess it's passable, you know. Oh, you know what else? Yeah, I'm just not very good at this sort of thing. So we're going to do our best to scooch this to a more appropriate location. Might be about there, roughly speaking. Your internet is dying, so it might not be here. That's okay. Hope you have, hope it works out a bit better in the soon times. I don't know what I'm saying. But that's meant to go like that. That might also still be a bit too long. In fact, this leg seems too long now, huh? These seem too thin. Hang on. Or that first one seemed too thin. So this goes a little bit like that, I think. Yeah, alright. Then we will make, whoopsies, make the tail a new layer because I'm bad at drawing the tail. You know? Then we're gonna use the stabilize brush here. Alright, now let's see. I mean, it looks enough like a cat thing. Right? I think that's the important part right now. It's at least somewhat cat-like, so that part at least is a success. Then the second thing, I guess, is that I want to angle this part now. Not by a ton. Just so that it does like this. Okay. Now, generally for these, I draw them with, no lines visible. Right? Because that's the sort of style I want to go for. With this one in particular, I think I'll leave the lines. Just because, one, I'm a tiny bit punched on time. And two, it is going to look nice. Yeah? So, darn it. Hang on, we'll turn this back on so I can actually see the space that needs to be filled better. Let's see. Now, Lele, if you're there and you have any feedback on any of this, you'll have to let me know. This is just like, you know, where my thoughts went to. One thing I plan on getting better at in the future is, see all these individual strokes? I'm gonna get better at doing single things in single strokes, you know? Because that way it'll be easier. Oh, or it'll look better, that is. It won't necessarily make things easier. In any case. Whoopsies. It's gonna be easier to just erase the extra parts, I think. Alright. There we go. Okie dokie, almost done. Alright. And then this is relay 1K, I think it was, right? I'm forgetful. Yeah. And then I'm going to... Oh, it's not quite done because we still need to put this here. So let's see. It's... Hang on. I can use a pink for this, I think. Whoops. You're being silly, Grace. Alright, what do you think of this? It is good. Well, I guess we'll see if it's any good by seeing. Where we can fit it in on our little starting soon screen. Where is it? Here. It's getting kind of crowded, huh? That's a good thing, though. Alright, so let's look at it. Kinda looks like... Oh, is Moopy? Darn, Moopy's is overlapping Daisy's a little bit much. Hang on. I think I see what I want to do with it. I want to move Moopy and Daisy. And see if I can put Lele's just... Hang on. I think what will be best, really, whoops, is if I go and erase these, then, go back to pictures. So I'll just, like, put them in there again, you know? Re-add them. Beep beep. Okay. Then we can finally get back to commenting. So there's a new layer. So there's Lele's, and we also need Moopy. There's Moopy. And we also need Daisy's, which probably, yeah. Alright. So Daisy's, we're going to shrink a little. Put it right up there, I believe. And Moopy. I'm gonna shrink it down as well. Put it roughly right in there. See how close we can get it. Then Lele. And see if we can put it in right around here somewhere. And it might not quite work beautifully. But let's see. No, that does work beautifully. Yeah. Didn't expect it to. It does overlap that one a tiny bit, but that's fine. It's also maybe a little bigger than I had expected. But what I'm gonna do really quickly, I'm gonna get a light blue. Going to It's actually a pentagon. $1K. Yes, indeed. And then we'll get the darker blue in that part. Yeah. Great, there we go. I think that's good. Technically, 1,000 bits is more money total than a subscription. Not that I'm saying some of you are better than others, obviously. I'm saying that I'm just trying to justify to myself why Lele's overall area is bigger than most others. Technically, it's comparable to Allie's here, or Mossy's. So I guess it's not something I really need to worry about. Anyway, we're going to go, there we go. 40 minutes into the stream already. Oh, I don't need my drawing tablet. I don't know why I picked up the pen. Move that out of the way. Back here. Alright, so on this function, I guess these are more, notes than info, huh? Section. So when two runes overlap, it can be difficult to tell which to be selected and click. This section also marks if mark. Alright. Info. Hold every frame. Determines if the determines if all right, then this here, whether a rune will be nested, raised, or let's see, no, oops. Okie dokie, then... Whoops. Let's see... So this section here determines basically, so when you have two runes and they're overlapping, when you put a rune by another rune, the code has to determine whether that's going to be something like contained inside it, or if that's going to be something that is just overlapping. That's what this section does. It basically does that by seeing how far it is from the middle. If it's close enough to the middle, then it'll put it there. So that's fine. ACCAP. I don't know what you mean by that. ACGAP. I still don't know what that means. All cat girls are perfect. I don't know about that. I feel like there's gotta be some. Let's see, calling data checks. Yeah. So it's tricky for me to write comments sometimes, right? Because I never know for sure if I should be writing comments as something that's readable to somebody who doesn't know how to code, or comments that should be readable to just anyone at all, right? Because, for example, these two lines here, I could write a comment saying, that basically just rewords this in human readable, right? If parent rune not equals no, label.visible is false. But like, if you know anything about programming, this is obvious, so it probably doesn't need a comment. Same with this here. This says adjust children's position of get children. That should be obvious if you know much about coding at all. Right? Same with check combination, because I've given things reasonable names, you know? So, it's tricky sometimes to find how much I should be explaining things, you know? If I were employed somewhere, I'd probably be putting comments everywhere, because there's no guarantees that my boss knows how to read code. Or at all, really. I didn't even know I had a debug button. I forgot that part. That's good, at least. Am I getting a text of some kind? Is it important for me to know? Yeah, second. I'm being asked if I can be scheduled for some things next week. But it does say no need to answer now, so I'm not going to. Yep. Alright. Mass-based. So, this here, it says if you're not pressing W, basically, if you're not pressing move forward, then it's going to do some of this. So my problem is, I want to make it, like, able to be played on, I want it, like, I have compatibility in mind at some level. Not hugely, because something this technical is ultimately going to have limitations like that. But it's, like, vaguely in mind that some of these things are worth considering, you know? Yeah. Currently, the action and one button. More expandable. So, what I've written here, because y'all probably can't read it as, might change in the future to mouse-based selection modifiers. There are currently 2 buttons that modify the action performed on their own. This might be better as one button that brings up an action wheel, more expandable and easier to add to, and then it's whether or not to make that to do. Because, thinking about compatibility especially, it's the less buttons you have to press per action, the better, because then not only do you minimize the amount of confusion happening, it's also, it's easier to understand, it's easier to, it might be easier to program as well. Yeah, I just don't know how I'm gonna do that yet. It would take quite a bit of refactoring, so I'm not doing it just yet. But on the bright side, it shouldn't require too much refactoring, because it should be able to, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to consider. Let's see, so, that's obvious, so I'm saying here as a to-do, rune scale oddly at times, and it might be a side effect of this. So you see here, if it has a parent, then I'm scaling it down slightly. So, that's no good. Let's see. This seems completely pointless. Look, look here, guys. I'm checking here. If this value is null, do this stuff. Then, down here, which is, wait, no, actually not necessarily. Why would I do this, though? What am I... Like, I don't do drugs, so I'm wondering what the... No, that's probably normal. Because I'm checking if this value is not null, which would be if it does have a parent. And then if it is null, I'm setting it to null. Right? Immediately after. Or it's not even if it is null, it's whether or not it's null. Because this isn't an else statement. So if it has no parent, set it to have no... Whether or not it has no parent, set it to have no parent. Set its label to be true. I'm so confused. Reparent to original parent. So this basically tells it to clear its parent. Right? So these three things clear its parentage. Which I'm so confused about. Huh? Okie dokie. That's trivial. So that I say trivial, but I meant obvious. That's fine. That's fine. This stuff isn't so much like complicated. It's just like it's a little dense, you know. Alright. Meant to... So this section here is meant to move runes apart if they're not attached to each other. But it also... might not... It might be behaving oddly when these scales are... Alright. Yeah. This all makes sense. So here basically we're going to say info. You can pretty easily see which is meant to be left click or right click. Is there anything a little confusing here? And stuff should not edit. Yeah. Okay. What I might do down here. Oh, never mind. Not right now, anyway. Yeah, fair enough. I don't think there's much that really needs too much explanation here. Who knows, maybe it does, but it just looks like you read the code and you understand the code, you know? But I guess I'll give a brief overview. It's cheap. If button is held, select multiple. Yeah. Alright, then... yeah. Oh! Hi there! Ryota. Give you your shout. Ouch. I hope you're having a very good, I don't think it's fair to call it evening at the moment, because it's getting a little close to midnight. But that's the, what came to mind. Good night. I can't say good night, because that's a goodbye. 8 AM here. Ooh, golly. But you're there? But hi there. Yeah, hi there to you too. Hope you're having a nice night. I guess that's the phrase. Info. Let me see. It's so hard figuring out how to comment. Been pretty decent, got some bugs fixed. That's very good. I'm going to be fixing bugs. I'm adding comments right now. Getting ready for a nap before work is very good too. Hope you have a good nap. I'm adding some comments. I'm a little bit procrastinating on adding some other stuff. So, yeah. Doing my best anyway. Control. Actually, what is the point of this? I don't know. Adding comments is good, keeps me like, yeah, it sure does. Might not be... Because... oh wait, no, it does set outside variables, okay. Alright. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you know. There's a lot of stuff that's not super, like these were just sillies I put in there that we don't actually need. You will be doing a raid run? That's no worries. I do that too a lot because it gets really late. I hope wish you a good rest of your stream. Thank you. Hope it goes well and you're able to get the comments and features out of it. I hope so too. If you're heading out, then I'm gonna take my little break. I do this like at every hour mark. So I was going to anyway, but then you showed up, so I didn't want to quite yet. I'm back? Question mark? I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry it took so long. Am I forgetting something? Let me double check I make the video loop so I can welcome back. Thank you. Grace your Rongo Bongo. I don't care that it's not Monday. So, what was I? Your EP? Aw, that's tragic, Timmy. What was I about to say? You completely broke my train of thought. Go to eat, Timmy. Oh, that's right. I need to do some squats really quickly. Right? Because we're trying to get back into the swing of things, you know? So we're going to... You'll be up a bit longer? Absolutely. I hope to... Well, heh. I'm gonna be trying to get back into the swing of things, see if my knee is better. That's why I got the yoga pants out today. Because I'm trying to see if I'm able to... Hope so? Yeah, me too. So I'm gonna try and see if I'm able to do myself some squats. It has been a couple days. I can't believe you, Grace. That's mean behavior. Especially when I'm working on the squats. Didn't know it came with a fat drone to do it when it's not bongo. Every day is bongo day if you try hard enough. If you believe in yourself. Alright, whoa. Gonna take another extra step back. Just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's this? Room does not have control over what day it is. You're so right, Timmy. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Alright. So I think that's enough for right now. I'll do more later. It has been quite a while. Don't want to push too hard. Alright. So my notes on my the status of my knees. So they're not hurting, I think. A little fatigued because it's been a bit. But not hurting is good. Yeah. I don't think they were the painful they were before. So we have, what is this? No, no, no. Nods head, you silly Lele. Both of you are just kind of incorrect, you know. If you look at the facts, if you look at the data... By the way, I do need to fix the eye tracker. Turn that off. Yeah, you see? You're literally never incorrect. Well, neither am I. So... that's something to figure out, huh? What's this warning? I don't know. This code's kinda dense, huh? You're... Meow if you're incorrect. Meow. Different from meowing. Meow. Doesn't count. Meow. 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 It is different. Meow. Let's see. Grrr. Grrr. You can't do that, that's cheating. Grrr. Wow. Coding going well? I think so. So this little thing here, I'm trying to give like every function a little tag that explains what it's for. That way it'll be easier to find them. So this can... Oh, that's smart, helping future you. Yeah, trying to anyway. Doing my best. Wow. And then let's see. Wow. So this section here. Wow. Wow. This tracks existing runs and combos. Wow. Let's see. Sorry. So this for loop checks each room. It's been 5 minutes, okay. So this for loop does that. Then I guess that's technically an info rather than a note. How have I been using notes usually? Okay. Let's see. We'll just collapse stuff that we're not needing to comment on right now. You know, might as well. Yeah, so this script is pretty easy to work on. Inventory UI. Alright. Let's see. I thought I told it to loop instead of going to this one. I wanted to just leave it on this one. No, I don't. And I'm not going to. Mm-hmm. You're wrong, in fact. 6 homes per hour. That's not a thing. Grr. No, it is not. I'm very confident in my choices. That's a lie. But doesn't matter. I'm always right. I think this is camera movement. That doesn't mean it. So no, grr. gonna leave this mostly. Uh-huh. Let's see. I don't think there's much different from here. Oh, this should already be commented, I think. Yeah, not completely, it looks like. Hmm. Hang on. Now I'm confused, I'm not quite sure. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And yeah. Hang on. You think you go eat? That's no worries. I know it's not the most entertaining. I'm not talking as much because it's going on in my head mostly. Hope you have a good sleep. Okie dokie. And that's already commented. It looks like I never got around to commenting all this. Okay. Let's see. All right. So that should be all done. This one I think should be all commented already, right? Yeah, so that's already all commented. How about this? Doesn't look like it. Okay, awesome. I'm tired too. It may be. At least this is good work for later, you know? I will close docs there. Let's see. Apologies. Goodness. Sorry about that. Let's see. Let's see, what's the one here? Oh, don't worry about that. Yeah, I kinda don't think it needs more comments. To be honest. It's Jason data. Yep, that's shrimpable enough. Okay. So, I feel like. Good there. Yeah. Good enough for me. I guess I'll do that so I can see all that. Is this even used anywhere? I don't think so. I put an underscore there. Does anyone anywhere care? And let's test it, right? And the cat no, they cannot, Gracie said. So yeah, it doesn't seem like this script is needed at all. I'm gonna delete it. Gonna see if that does anything. if we did need it, then oh well, because it's gone. Drop zone is simple, so I'm not gonna bother. Proper nesting. Isn't this exactly the same as quotation? I'm pretty sure this is exactly the same as quotation. So what I'm going to do is close this. Merge with it'd be nice if we could do that. Alright, so that should be all that. And that is all fine. It's all fine. All good. It's all fine. It's all fine. Yeah. Alright, cool. Awesome. Alright, I think I've done enough for today. I'm not gonna end stream just yet, because I want to go to at least 12:30 if I can. You know, get to the 2-hour mark. However, I'm eepy, and I don't have brain for coding just now. So what I'm gonna do is work with y'all to decide on what to do. I don't have great ideas. I'm cool with most things. Just depends. You know, I also find just ending stream if we prefer. That's also enough. Here, we'll still be productive. If I, stretching my legs a bit really quick because I feel a bit stiff. But, if I go in Blender and work on my model some more, that would work out. I believe. So I'm going to change up this stream for that. Alright. This is what it's got so far. It's not that good, unfortunately. I'm trying, but you know, there's only so much I can do. I do think probably... No, I actually just don't know. I'll figure it out. What I was going to work on was, if I were to add a cube, and we are going to add a, gonna add the apron lines one so that it goes like this. Then, whoa, not what I expected. Fair enough. But what I want to do, let's take one side here, scale it outwards, take all this, whoops, scale on the Y direction, whoops. How'd this happen? No idea. That's so odd. Anyhow. And if we make it go like this, what we can do... Oh golly, I put so much work into fixing up the lines there and got deleted because I didn't save it or anything properly. So what we're going to do here is origin to geometry. So it looks like it's probably better if I make the studs a bit bigger than they were in my reference. One, so that I have fewer of them, which will be technically slightly better for performance. And two, so that they're easier to see and you can tell a bit better what they are. It's not going to be quite that big. I am going to shrink it somewhat. But you know how it is. Alright, so we've got to... We'll go into face mode. We'll deal with one side at a time, because golly. Actually we'll move to the side. I want this to be up there, for example. Then I actually would need these back over there. Oh, no, I wouldn't. Hang on. It's tricky to find out exactly how things ought to be sometimes. Okay, that's not super easy to notice the discrepancies of. So we're trying to get the line move up into this third one. Yeah? About there. That's almost it already. That's not bad. About there is correct. We're going to perhaps go like this. The lines aren't gonna match up perfectly, and that's because I'm bad at this. Luckily, it'll, like, never be seen. I don't expect people to care, because, you know. Whoopsies. How is this? Alright. This one, technically speaking, I don't know it. Okay, yeah, so we need some mirror on the Y direction. And then, like this maybe. Maybe we also can put in the extra. actually... So if it was over here, then I suppose this is what we'd expect, right? Then if I want this connect there like it does, or so, and then I can connect these their center, and I can go like this. Whoopsies. So to get those to match up proper. Not quite like that. Does it go like this? Is that line straight right now? I just need to figure out how to get it's like no. I can't seem to get that to line up proper. You know? Kind of feels like it would be easy. So now we've almost got it. Oh, well, there's your problem. I was moving the whole wrong side, huh? Alright. There, that's better at least. Doesn't make a huge difference anywhere. But it's nice that I got it right now. Or at least it's slightly better. It's not as stretched out. So we will shrink this a bit more. Now, I'd been experimenting with the array modifier before. And we're going to want to fit curve. Then Shift A, add a. Oh, wait, that's add mode. Add a Bezier curve, and then so we're going to say origin to 3D cursor, then don't change origin. We'll put it down there. And then your curve modifier is going to be here. Hang on. So you'll see when I move this curve, it changes how many and where they are and stuff. So the plan here essentially form this curve around the shorts. Oopsies. Didn't know that did that. Alright, so we are going to want to subdivide this, I think. So we want this first point there. Okay. This will make it easier to see. The geometry down there is a mess. I don't quite know what's up with that. I'm gonna have to fix that eventually. I mean, only if it actually is a problem. Obviously, if it's not any kind of problem, there's no need to fix it. We'll hide this too. That just right there. I subdivide this section and put this one there-ish. Alright, seems good so far. Does seem like it's still going through the mesh. Isn't desired behavior. Guess it is a little bit unavoidable, but not entirely, so we're going to mitigate what we can. Right? That'll maybe be good. Yeah? So now we go up here seems good. And now we try and see what we can do here. Okay. So we have Oh wait, that's right. Forgetting the deform curve. Alright, and deform axis next. Maybe we make it negative x. No. Y. Negative 1. Z. Negative Z seems to be the right one. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out. Hang on, I guess I'll have to look it up again. Because I knew just the other day. Should be basically the same as circle. I'm gonna have to. Golly. Pause that.
To show how to make array along a circular curve in Blender. In this tutorial, I will use the sphere. Go to Add, Mesh, and I just use with sphere. And then I will scale down this in radius to 0.4.
Alright,
and then
so
select the object and go to Object and Shade Smooth to make it smooth. And I add a curve. Go to Add Curve and we can choose face and curve, or we can choose face and circle. In this case, I will choose face and circle, and I adjust the size to 4.5 in radius. Now we have a object and a curve. So I select the object and go to Modify Properties and add a modifier. And we can go to Generate and just Array. And in the Array panel, we can adjust the number of counts. We can adjust the distance of snacks. I will keep it in 1. And then if you want to make the array along the circular curve, we can add another modifier. Go to Add and Deform, choose Curve. And then in the curve object, we choose the laser circle. So we can increase the number of counts.
It's Shrimple you're saying? Hang on. So instead of type fit curve, we'll use fixed count. Yeah, okay. Zero maybe. That's almost. I see. Alright, that might be what we're after. Okay, Alt H then. Alright. Oh no! Wait, no, it's all good. I thought it crashed. Whew! Saving immediately. Which should be visible. Oh, top's not visible. Whoops. So it's not perfect, unfortunately. it's a start. There's one more start than we had before. Technically speaking. Alright, yeah, I can hide her again. No, not cute face. Just. I'm actually gonna reduce the count to 14. I mean, that one. We're gonna use this, but I'm gonna go in here. Where's the edge of it? Here. I'm gonna adjust things until it's just right. You know? There should be, yeah, there's a point there. So like this. Let's see. All right. Seems good so far. But there is another point here. Wasn't sure. Let me see. Okay. And then what I do is I add a mirror modifier. The axis is the y-axis, or no, I'll mirror on body. The x-axis. There we go. And the first one's in. Awesome. It's not quite perfect because some of them are still floating, as you can see. But I mean, it's pretty good. Alright. It's a good start. Now, the reference I drew had quite a few studs, and I don't want to do them all tonight. So instead I'm going to save here and quit. And I guess I'll just ray it out now. Might as well. No real reason not to. You know? Just deciding who to raid. They seem fun. They're in Australia, so it might not be so late for them. Alright. Then this is me, signing out for the day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. And, yeah. Bye. Oh wait, I clicked the button. Hee hee hee. Bye.